Hi, today we're going to be doing a review of ADA2HUMAN, the humanization mod for Companion ADA, who is part of the Automatron DLC. ADA by herself is quite versatile and fun, and she can be modded in the base game with her perk, which is a companion robot modding station. And I have converted her into a human, which is not possible through the mod station, through a mod called Ada to Human. She's an awesome companion. And so we're going to do her basically signature quest, which is the uh, dispose of the Mechanist, either through brute force, killing her, or through convincing her what she's doing is wrong. So the first thing we do is we head to RobCo Sales and Service Center. Once again, if you do not have this DLC, it is from Bethesda. You can just go ahead and either purchase it, download it through whatever service you use, such as Steam or GOG. I've got mine through GOG, and so at that point, once you have that, you'll get a series of quests that require you to get a robot brain and then a couple more robot brains to triangulate the exact position of the Mechanist headquarters. So right now I have proceeded on and I am looting, as you can see, the RobCo Sales and Service Center. And eventually what it'll do is it will take me down to the Mechanist lair. And plan on about 45 minutes for this run. It is and can be made easier by unlocking certain terminals. I am not doing that. I am doing the full strength version of this, and we'll give you some tips here. There is a bug that is game killing for just about everybody who has this DLC, and I'll explain to you how to get past that and leave it time stamped. But you can see I'm just moving through here, and I am just grabbing loot. I'm looking at some of the terminals, and so some of the terminals will be required to open some of the doors. But other than that, is the number one thing that you need to have is during the quest line with Ada, you will get the chance to implant in her using her signature, her kind of her perk, which is a robot construction station. You will implant in her a module to open up these doors, and these doors will have a strange device. You just click E, and then Ada goes and opens it. And there's a number of these, and you have to have that attachment to be able to go ahead and progress. So I've also got Heather with me here, Heather Kasdan, another excellent mod companion. And that was Ada with the dark hair. And okay, now that the doors are open, I can go stop the Mechanist, as you can see. All right, so we head down the tunnels, and the tunnels are quite lengthy. And basically, I think you're trying to actually get to the construction or deployment area from the starting area. You'll go through a number of areas. I think there's 5. But you'll do that by go ahead and going through these doors. You'll fight some mobs on the way through, and eventually you'll get there. It's like I said, it's a longer run, so plan on that. Okay, so I'm making sure I've actually got everything ready to go, and then we'll head on in. And it looks like I lost a couple other companions. I think I'm summoning them right now before I go in. The mobs in here are robots, and they do hit pretty hard. Make sure you have stim packs, also to rat away. All that will help you as you get further and further into this. The final encounter with the Mechanist, she drops a ton of robots on top of you until she runs out of power and can't create any more. So make sure you've got enough ammo. I would say probably at least 1,000 rounds of whatever weapon you're planning on using. So okay, we head on in this after the second door. Here's the bug right here. Is I go in, I see this little chamber right here, and I see the power core. If I turn to my left any further past that power core, I will crash. So do not turn any farther left. Ignore that room. And do not look to the right, but go over, take the power core. So once you come in, look at that power core, go to the power core. Don't look at anything else. Don't look left or right. Don't bother to loot. It's not worth it. You'll crash straight to desktop and go through that little passageway I just showed you. That will then take you into this hallway. There's not much here other than a security door. And I think that elevator over there you can actually unlock with a terminal and speed up the whole quest line here. But I've never done that before. I actually enjoy this encounter. So I'm going to go ahead and continue down this hallway. But that game-killing bug has been in the game since it was introduced, and you can avoid it very easily as long as you head towards that one security checkpoint, look at the power core, and then just go ahead and do that. Now you'll start to see her robots starting to pop in. We have another door to open, and we're going into the production wing.
Incoming.
And she will start to release her bots. And they will pop out of pods here. They will also drop down from above you. And their melee attacks do hit very hard. I have got on everything I've got on right now can be found in the game through random drops or through doing quests. So what I've got right now is a Gauss rifle, my favorite. I have a sniper build, and you'll be able to tell from when I'm doing this. So what I am going for is basically high VAT and high crit. So when I hit something and kill it, chances are I'm going to get all my action points back and move to the next. So with that Gauss rifle and points in rifleman, I'm pretty hard to kill because I can take down enemies really, really fast. So then the other thing that I'm wearing too here is you can see some of you is this is part of the Silver Shroud quest line, and you can go in and play in character. So I have the Silver Shroud armor and hat on, which I have modified with Ballistic Weave Mark V, which I got from the I always forget their name because I can't stand their quest line, but I always go get the ballistic armor. Is the railroad. So I went and did the early railroad quest from Pam. Pam then tells me to go talk to Tinker Tom. Tinker Tom then gives me the ability to go to an armor station and equip my cloth gear with ballistic weave. So this is level 5 ballistic weave, and you'll see how powerful it is. I can still be killed, and trust me, I am, but most ballistic weapons will have very little effect on me. And so I continue to keep moving down this hallway here. Once again, we're in 5 sections. So I'm on section 2, I believe. You'll know you're getting close when you get to the medical section. It's a pretty linear setup here, so you don't have to worry so much about getting lost. It flows pretty naturally. It's just long. And there's lots of mobs. Thank God I have lots of companions. These guys you need to watch out for. The integrated tank bots hit really hard, and they blow up just like that and irradiate you and can basically one-shot you. So I usually let my companions engage on those guys, and then I try and take them out with a headshot. Alright, so we continue. I'm looting, letting the ladies pick up the slack here, trying to grab anything of value. See if there's any terminals I need to unlock. As you can see, I'm really not having to unlock terminals so far. The other thing too is when you build that robot workbench, and thank you game for reminding me that, I always forget what the name of that is. The robot workbench is what Ada gives you the schematics for it as you do her quest line after you pick her up. But anyways, that robot workbench allows you to create your own robots, and you can make them pretty darn awesome with Assaultron components. And I know that guy's going to get out of there and try and kill me here in a second, but we're going to keep moving. But those robots you build, not only can you modify your robot companions, such as Curry and Ada, and also to the one robot that you find, but that you can modify them to make a really strong companion if you need help, one that's pretty much indestructible and can take down almost any boss. And you can also use those robots to defend your settlements. So if you get those robots patrolling your settlements, they are going to be really, really hard to kill. So just a little point there. And we've gotten you past the bug. We've gotten you into the second section. And what I'm going to do probably, I can't think of anything else that's really difficult. And speaking of robot workbenches, there's one right there. So that's what they look like after you complete them. And Ada gives you the ability to go ahead and make those robot workbenches. I think I might skip ahead a bit. Let me see if I can cover anything of interest here. I guess it's good that actually everybody gets to see the path that I'm taking. And as you can tell, I'm a loot hound. I love to go around and just collect loot. I don't really need it at this level. And once again, another useless terminal. But at this point, if you want to go ahead and skip ahead, I think for those people who've never done this before, I'm going to continue to keep just kind of narrating if there's anything else that you need to know about this area. Most of the stuff that you encounter going down are these junk bots and swarm bots. Those are pretty easy to kill. I just headshot them with the Gauss rifle. Hey, my Gauss rifle, by the way, is a double shot Gauss. I really got lucky that it's a really, really rare version of the Gauss, so it shoots 2 bullets at once. So the DPS on that is just sick. It's like 4,000 or 5,000 DPS. And that was just a lucky drop. I'm playing on very hard mode, by the way. And I've tried Survivor, and what I think is of Survivor is there's just so much. My deal is the quest and the enjoyment of the quest and the companions. So I tend to lean towards getting to quests really quickly and enjoying the quests rather than running in between places. And I know I miss a lot of things, but quite honestly, is nothing drives me more nuts. I got about 20 levels in on Survivor, and Preston Garvey calling me out to defend my settlements, and they were all the way across the map. I don't know. I just get a lot more enjoyment out of the game when I can actually fast travel places or use a cheat terminal to get to places that I haven't been before. This is actually an important part here is you can actually reduce the number of robots you fight in the end by killing some of these up here. It's good XP. You get to practice your gunnery a little bit. So there's no harm in shooting these as they go in because she will use these later as part of the waves to kill you. So I do usually kill these first. I've noticed my end game's a lot smoother when I'm taking out these robots in the beginning, is that they're being shuttled into the Mechanist lair. And here we go, another tank bot. Once again, this is probably one of the more difficult ones to take out, and it does go boom in a really large area. One of the reasons why I switched over to the Gauss rifle is, let me tell you, there's nothing worse than trying to take out one of those tank bots with a pistol. Um, so I went rifle build just for that reason, is have enough firepower to punch through their armor, because their armor is pretty sick. One more quick note, you'll notice you pick up different robot parts throughout this.
What can I do for you?
It's important in the early game to pick those up, but I believe the Mechanist, once you deal with her, she will give you all of the schematics you need for the different robot parts. See, it's not necessary, but the good thing is if you pick up those robot parts in the early game, you do get those for your robot workbench, and you can use them to build robots with. After you fight the mechanists, they're worthless. Um, so I would say they're worth picking up in the early game. In the end game, they're good because then you don't have to build them, so it does save you some components. But by the time that you're doing this, is chances are you don't need all those components. And I don't think I've tried. I don't think there's any way into this room, which is just really eating at my loot horse soul here. All right, you'll notice too as I'm kind of running around here. I've got Valkyrie from Project Valkyrie running with me today. I've got Sarah from the Outcasts and Remnants, the BOG line, who is an amazing companion, and also too she gives you a really good buff if you romance her. And not too many people talk about her, but she is a fantastic companion that can not only heal you, give you great side quests, but can also too is give you a perk if you romance her. And I don't think I've had her to that point yet, but if you romance her through doing side quests, she will eventually give you kind of the lover's buff on top of your lover's buff, which really helps with XP damage, everything all the way across the board. And hey, don't forget to loot these tank bots, especially if you're looking for circuitry and components.
Hey there.
Okay, so we've cleaned this area out. Now I'm looking for an exit. And, oh, I see a couple more heading towards helping the Mechanist. I'll take those out. You can see here I'm also using Idiot Savant. Idiot Savant, when it pops, is an amazing perk. If you have it at higher levels, the amount of additional XP you get, even at a 10 intelligence or above, is just amazing. If you hit that on doing a major quest, you can get 2 levels out of the thing, even at higher levels. All right, so big dummy that I am here. I'm kind of, oh, hey, how am I supposed to get out of this place? Um, that didn't help. All right, so let's go push the button again. And okay, there's Sarah. But now I do, I think, know where to go. Yep. Okay, and I can't stand it. There's an oil can there. God, I need to get that oil can. I really should look sometime and see how many oil cans I have floating around. I know I'm going to run out of inventory here in a moment, so we're just going to see. But there's a door at the back of that room. And okay, so we're going into the next area. But never leave behind duct tape. Duct tape is your friend. Duct tape and Wonder adhesive. I have dreams about that at night. That's kind of scary. All right. All right, while we're moving through here, another thing I did with my Silver Shroud armor, and I have not done the Silver Shroud quest yet. I got the armor early
No
through
problem.
doing some sort of random quest, probably a Radiant quest. Okay, now I need to open this door, and Ada has disappeared. One of the things about ADA2HUMAN, she does not have a call button. So I'm going back now and looking for her because I can't. There she is. Okay, she just ran past me. Okay, about time, Ada. So we got to go get this door that only she can open. And of course, Heather's going to stand right in the way until I tell her to move. Go get it, Ada. All right. We talked about my armor. Now let's talk a little bit about my companion's armor. I have Vault Girl Laura, who has both Heather and Ada there are wearing Vault Girl armor. When you download those mods, you get to be able to build their armor at a cooking station, of all places. Now, Oh, actually, sorry, it's a chem station. Their armor for companions, not only is it really nice and good looking, but it's very, very showy and really highlights your companions' looks. Plus, it gives them the equivalent of power armor. So if you can download Volker Laura and also her sister Jasmine, they're great fun companions. They look great, and their armor for companions is unparalleled. Plus, it just looks good. Okay. All right. So now we're making a little more progress here. And we should be coming up here, I think, on the medical facilities pretty quick. No, facilities wing. All right, so we go here, then medical, and then we should be facing off with the Mechanist.
Use this.
Get A to open the door. So that is actually Vault Girl Jasmine's full body armor. So it covers everything but the head, and I usually take and give each of my companions
Hey
a
there.
cap that also has ballistic weave on it. So I try to max out their firepower by editing their weapons.
Remind you
And if they have a
another day,
core
sir.
weapon, I'll edit that. I equip them with Vault Girl armor, and they are pretty hard to kill even at high levels. Alright. Once again, you'll come away with this with a lot of circuitry components, which is great if you're trying to build stuff for your settlements.
You want this one, or can I take it?
Cybermech scrap bots are not very common. They're like tank bots, but if they get close enough to you to get within melee range, and you don't have good armor on, trust me, you're going to be toast. Okay, so I grab all the stuff from here. You see I get some more components for building robots. I can build them right here if I want to at the robot workbench. Not going to. Trying to pick up the pace here and go a little faster, see if there's anything here that I'm missing so that I don't leave you guys lost someplace. But this facilities area goes pretty quick. And what's interesting is, kind of like zombies, some of the robots are asleep, which I thought was funny. And I've actually walked up and walked right past them, and they've popped up behind me when I'm in stealth mode. Being a sniper build, I have stealth right now at perk level 4. It's a good place to bring power armor too, because you get a lot of circuitry, aluminum, junk. So you can actually repair here if you need to. But right now you're seeing there really isn't anything that's that earth-shattering you need to have power armor on for. I don't run in power armor. I just think it's slow, clunky. I think I do my like dance quest lines in power armor. Just that's a who's his biggest kind of thing is I feel bad if he's all in power armor and I'm running around in my Silver Shroud outfit. The Silver Shroud outfit, by the way, will last you until deep end game, and can actually take you through it if modded correctly. The Mechanist armor you get from this actually is better, but the best armor you can get if you want to be just a tank that can just do anything and stand in radiation and laugh is if you get a hazmat suit and you equip it with ballistic weave, because it covers every part of your body. I believe that is actually just as strong as some of the strongest power armor out there. And if you put it with an auto inject stim pack legendary on it, it's absolutely amazing. I've run that on a couple of my deep end characters going into some really high end content, and it's just amazing how much a hazmat suit can soak up.
That was all.
Always a pleasure to have you around.
Okay, so we're going through facilities. We passed the reactor core. Don't think there's much here. Maybe a couple robots more in facilities. Not a lot of additional loot besides what you're getting off the robots and junk. Except for me and my favorite, the oil can, the lowly oil can. No stealth boys, no nothing else really of interest. I don't think there's even any magazines. I know there's no bobblehead or anything for doing this line. You get a lot of workbenches. And one thing too is if you do need to craft or maybe upgrade your armor or weapon, having Heather Kasdan with you, who is a non-Bethesda mod, is absolutely wonderful because she can sell you a lot of the missing components you need. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is one of the things that's kind of a puzzle if you haven't done this before. Don't fall, Sarah. You've got to take this lift over to this door over here, and you can wander around down there a lot and fight a couple additional robots. Oh, bye, Sarah. I guess I'm making this trip alone again. But this door over here is the key to get to the next area. So make sure you remember that. Stay on top, up top in facilities, and head towards that sliding ramp. Hey, and Ada stuck with me. Okay, not much here either. Let's get a move on. And finally, we come to our next section. So we've got to get Ada to open this.
Over here.
While she's doing that, I will give full rein to my desire to loot junk that I don't need. Hey, the other reason why I can't play Survivor mode is I am an ammo addict. Getting ammo in this game, especially like for the Gauss rifle, is really, really tough. The only thing you could do to really get ammo for Gauss rifle is to go to the various vendors throughout the Commonwealth and buy them every day, which is kind of a pain. I did use Cheat Terminal and gave myself a couple thousand rounds of the ECM2 charge because this is my primary weapon, and I'm not a real firm believer in having to grind out things like ammo in games. Is as you can tell, some of this grinding is pretty much. This is a long, long passageway without a ton, even on very hard mode, without a ton of encounters. So, you know, you're doing this for 40 minutes. I don't think you should spend 40 more minutes trying to replenish your ammo. Cheat terminal, I will go ahead and put down in the mod section. Alright, off we go. And we should now be in the medical facilities, which means we should be getting pretty close to Mechanist. And once again, you can pretty much move through here pretty quick. With my other desire to loot stuff, which is aluminum, I will probably stop at a couple things and loot it. And let's make sure, you know, anything over here. Hey, we did get one collectible. Ada like that. But you can pretty much move through here. Those robots are dead. However, the occupants of the cells are not. So I could go through and lockpick each one. As you can see, there's bodies in each of these. Guess what? These are zombies. And I can go through and lockpick each one. But there's an easier way to get them all open so you can loot them if you want to. That is go to the end. Uh-oh. Okay. Now, there's a terminal here that's open, or there should be a terminal. Go to the end and then use the password here to open this terminal up. Or is it this one or another one? I believe it's another one. There's a terminal that will open all the cell doors, or a button. Oh, don't do it. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Getting the extra XP. Why am I doing this? I can't help myself. If I see a lock, I just gotta pick it. Now, what's funny is I don't think he's alive unless I hit the terminal code. So he'll appear dead, but once I open up all the doors, they'll all appear alive, and they will attack. Okay, so we get to the end here. There's another door. Ah, the circuit breaker. Okay. That, I believe, is what opens the doors. Nope. Looks like by just getting to the end there.
That looks like it's the last of them.
It triggers the release of the ghouls. And we can see Heather's in trouble. I leap to help her. But you can see she's got 4 ghouls on her right now. She's taking some pretty serious damage. And that armor's holding up pretty well. Ooh, nice, a legendary. Hey, killing legendaries drops a lot of crap loot. But on very hard mode is you can really get some good drops like this gun that I've got. I wasn't a real believer in playing at higher difficulty levels until I started to see the quality of the drops that I got went way up in number and in quality. So if you can play it hard or very hard, I really recommend you do so. Now, that's not a very good piece. It was a reduced damage against Mirelux. What I'm looking for legendary armor is anything that adds to my stats, especially my luck or perception. Alright, well, we've cleaned out the ghouls. It's not working. Now we need to figure out how to get out of here. We don't need to drop down there. I think there's a terminal or something here that's going to open everything up. Or this is just patient records. Yeah, patient records. Okay, don't need that one. That's not going to get me out of here. This is a dead end. Alright, so how do I get out of here? Uh-oh. Gotta stay. There's a stealth boy. I just said I didn't think there was that many stealth boys. There's one. Obviously, with my sneak, I don't have to use stealth boy very often, and I'm usually crouched. Yeah, so anyways, legendaries. What I'm looking for is things that I can actually mod, and you can see now that I've opened everything else up, I've got an elevator. Alright, door closes. We now are going down to the Mechanist lair. But I look for stat points, and I look for things that I can add ballistic weave to in terms of armor. So I wear my silver shroud. I wear armor pieces that add to my luck, and also any stats that I have or protection stats that I have that are weak. Sometimes radiation gear, sometimes energy weapon gear. But my goal is to have, at least a couple hundred on each body part. you know, I think between 1 and 200 on each body part. So it makes it the equivalent of power armor without having to repair it all the time, and also to actually have to use my fusion cores. Okay, nothing here on this terminal. All right, we're in the surgical area. Not much here. As you can see, I'm looking around for my favorite oil cans and adhesive, aluminum surgical trays, the stuff that I just love to hoard. So not much going into this area of value. A couple stim packs. This you can find, I think, about 8 to 10 stim packs here if you need them.
There's a sucker born every minute.
Now I just want to figure out how to get out of here. Obviously, we're fighting something that is using flames. Where is it? Okay, well, there's part of it. But I know that didn't set the girls on fire. By the way, if you do have the armor companion modules, where it allows you to add additional features onto your armor, you can put flame retardant materials in, and that will help you tons against flamer using or explosions that cause flame, such as Molotov cocktails. But right now, as you can see, we got some opponents here, so I must be going the right way. And we got to take these bots out, loot them. And then let's get to the Mechanist lair here, hopefully. Once again, I'm still a sucker for a good bit of circuitry and some oil. Can't resist myself. Got to go loot all these bots. This must go back to my early days in building computers, where if I see materials that could be used to build circuitry or computers, I have to get involved. All right. Okay, so now we've got a regular terminal. I picked up the password earlier to open this door. It should have been back in the starting area in RobCo sales, I think at the initial desk. All right, and we got a big old honking robo brain here. Look at that. Ninja for sneak attack damage is an absolute must for this build. Basically, if you're crouching, chances are you're going to get 4 times the normal amount of damage, which bumps me up to like 16,000 DPS, I believe. So that is good enough to take out just about anything. All right,
Hey,
let me guess. I'm
To help if I can.
running out of weight here,
Looking
so
to
time to
learn,
transfer some stuff over to Ada. I do like the ADA2HUMAN animation, even though it looks like an old girlfriend of mine. Her hair's a little off, but she came out pretty good looking in this version. Definitely a lot better looking than Ada the robot. I'm kind of glad they didn't actually change her voice.
Open this.
I got her open the door while I scavenge. Okay, we got all my companions. We're ready to go. And this is the final encounter. That took about 30 minutes to get to her. And I was moving pretty fast, not spending a lot of time here. And you can see the green dot where she's at behind those steel walls. There's the Mechanist. I did not do the Silver Shroud quest yet, if you can believe that. So I will not get the special Silver Shroud dialogue. Do the Silver Shroud quest first, and then do this quest if you want to actually experience that. It doesn't make a hill of beans of difference, really, at the end of the day. But we're going to go up here, and I'm trying to remember how to get her to talk to me. I thought it was by just moving to the center of the floor here. It should be when I stand in this circle or this area on the floor. Yes, there we go. She will talk, and now she's going to dispatch waves of minions until she actually runs out of power. Nothing you need to do here other than have your stim packs ready, stay with your back towards the walls, and expect a boatload of robots to come down. We took some of them out, so it can actually even be worse.
There seems to be
And
some
I'm
sort
not
of
sure why.
misunderstanding
That
here.
was a
Maybe
bug.
we
It
should
gave
talk
me the
about this.
Mechanist helmet.
Commonwealth has suffered more than its fair share. Now you'll face the full might of the Mechanist. My righteous robots will end your tyranny once and for all.
Here they come. All right.
Keep your distance.
She's going to start off with iBots and junk bots, and this get harder and harder. This is the fun part, I think, of this,
Shoot to kill.
is the waves of robots and some of the just incredible cutscenes you get out of this. You can get rid of the spotlights and make yourself harder to hit and be able to snipe from the shadows. That's your call. I shoot them usually to refill AP points. And, okay. Now it's starting to get ugly. So I am going into stealth mode. Hey, if you got a stealth boy here, use it if you want. If you're taking a lot of damage, use that stealth boy you picked up earlier. It's worth it. But now I've got my back to the wall, so I am just going to go robot hunting here. Remember to keep refilling your ammo. Turret bot, I think, explodes in a large area. You can see my VATS really wants to give me that, shoot that spotlight out. I should shoot it out just for that reason alone, as it keeps focusing on it.
Here.
iBots. They're so expendable. You know, initiate self-destruct. 001. Of course, I don't.
You gotta love Valkyrie there with her minigun. She's one of the few companions I found that constantly uses big weapons. She's great to be around. Plus, she can also heal your radiation and any damage you've taken.
Impressive. But I think you failed to grasp the full reality of your situation.
Okay, these guys, if you get them before they get to the ground, yeah, those legendaries, take them out. Okay, and you can hear her talking. She will hear, but you'll hear behind her, her companion will tell you what power level she's at. When she gets to 0, then she can no longer send robots after you, and then this encounter is over with. I got really lucky and are getting some of the toughest bots here in the area. I'm still taking some good damage, but I'm getting some of the tougher bots to be still on the conveyor belt. This is almost as brutal as the waves that you face in the combat arena in Nuka World. And it can be worse if you let them get on the ground like this. This guy here will tear you to shreds quick. And he's legendary, so the first shot's not going to kill him. He is a tough kill. And he will... okay, I can't remember if these guys explode. Yep. Alright, well, I got... oh, yep, there's my explosion. Okay, plus I'm irradiated. That should now get me down to within almost final range. So I move out a little bit to start eliminating some of the bots around the edges. You've got to kill everything. And the faster you kill everything, the faster she loses power, and this encounter is over with. Dual bots hit pretty hard too, and they take a lot of damage. As you can see that explosion there took my companions out. Up. Alright. By the way, do not forget to loot all of your legendaries before you're done here. And you can see I've taken a lot of radiation damage, and I actually have a pretty high radiation protection built into this silver shroud suit. Nothing worse than Gauss rifles are running out in the middle of the last shot. Still sticking to the edges. That way nothing pops in behind me and one-shots me. I don't know where that frag mine came from. I don't remember her ever using frag mines. It was probably one of my companions throwing down frag mines. A great perk to get is you and your companions can't do damage to each other.
Make you angry.
Trust me. When I first got some of my companions from some of the non-vanilla, non-affinity-based companions from different mods, I had noticed they had a tendency to pick up and throw frag grenades. And they always tended to just throw them short and basically leave me in a really reduced state of health here. So I picked up those two perks really quickly. I have not picked up that your companions can carry more, but I did pick up you cannot injure each other. It's worth its weight in gold. Okay, countdown is almost done. And you see you get all the new workbench mods. So all those schematics that you picked up are now pretty much into your robot workbench. But I'm going to go ahead and loot everything while she's coming down. She's yakking away. I'm going to make sure I picked up everything. Like I said, go through here, especially because you saw there was at least 7 or 8 legendaries that I dropped. You just can't go hunting rifle once you actually have the Gauss rifle, especially when it's double shot. But grab everything you can out of here. This is all worthwhile stuff for building settlements and also creating new armor mods and guns. And eventually she'll walk down the stairs And I'm just continuing here because you need to make sure you talk to her all the way through and get her armor. Her armor, once modded, is the second best piece of armor I've encountered in the game, which is the Mechanist armor. And there she is. Got to get close enough. You can decide to kill her at this point. You don't
I'm
know
not
if
a
it's a
villain.
she, but you
I
can
just
decide
want you
what
to
you're
hear
going to
me
want.
out.
You're going to either kill
Face
her
to face.
Very well.
or you
I
can
will
set
hear
her
your
free.
vows,
I
but only
highly
for the sake of
recommend
the talk.
setting her free. A lot of people
Start with
don't
me.
know that in other mod loaded quests, you can actually make her a companion, not a romanceable one, and she does not have eternal life, so she can be killed, but she can become a companion in later gameplay.
Let us discuss this.
Okay, so I'm going to be nice to her, and my favorite reason for being nice to her is all the
Don't you
extra
think?
XP I get. I usually run with high charisma characters, so that means I get all that extra XP
I'm
from passing hard charisma checks, which are
Isabel.
just about as much as a lot of times,
The
if not
Mechanist
more, than doing the
was
quest
just
itself.
an easy way for me to help the Commonwealth. But all
And
my
you're going to find
technical
out she did all
knowledge
of
and
this for a love
all
of
of these
people in the
resources, and
Commonwealth. She just
I
couldn't think
still
things through.
failed. How
She killed a
does
whole
the
bunch of
Commonwealth have
people,
any
but
hope
I'm feeling
against
merciful
people
today.
like you?
Merciful for XP.
Hey, I'm not the enemy. I'm the one trying to protect the Commonwealth against your
Ada's
robots.
not real
They've
happy
taken
about this
innocent
because
lives.
her friends were
My
killed.
friends, they were simple traitors, all dead at the hands of your robots.
That can't be right.
You have to
Explain
explain
yourself.
to her that her logic that she programmed her robots
They're
with was faulty.
misinterpreting orders. Your own robot.
Saving by... No. It's... I was hoping it was the robo-brains, an issue with their memory wipes. But you're right. Their primary directive was flawed.
Now you know the truth. Your robots are dangerous. They had to be stopped.
The hero unknowingly became the villain. I wanted to help the Commonwealth.
The other
When
thing you're going
robots
to
are
get out of this
unavailable,
too, this
I
can become a
found this
settlement,
place. I
and I
accept
do not think you can
full
send settlers here,
responsibility.
but
I
you
can't take
can
back what
use
I've
this
done,
as a fast
or
travel point.
even
You can
atone
also
for.
use this as a place to
This
store
doesn't have to
equipment.
end in violence.
I don't think you have full
I'm not here
build
to
rights
kill
here.
you.
I've never tried
Only to get
before.
you and your
Some
robots
people
to
say that
stand
you can
down.
actually build
Done.
this up and make this
Consider it,
basically a
and you
source
won't
for
regret this.
all
Here,
of your
take this.
travelers
It's the
between
password to the
cities
mainframe.
and
You can
settlements.
use it to shut down the
So you
security
get
protocols.
robots to do all
I
the
just
heavy work that you would have
want this
settlers
place
do, so
in
it means
your
they
hands
can't be
now.
killed. I haven't tried that yet, but sometime I need to. But you use her robots, you build robots here, and then use them as the go between all your colonies to go ahead and actually get your materials delivered through the Commonwealth with ease. To end it, you now press cancel security alert here on this terminal, and the quest is now done. Do not stop at this point. Talk to her one more time. If she's still available, or loot her, make sure you have this talk to Ada
Such a
Hey.
senseless waste of
and finish
perfectly
this
good
quest.
technology.
One quick note on Ada here is once I finish
Hey,
this
Ada.
quest with her,
Your return
I
is a
could no
relief.
longer
I
dismiss
trust
her
the outcome was
through
what you wanted.
console, through cheats. Nothing will
I
dismiss
got her
her,
to see
but
the
she
truth.
no longer
She's
acts
standing
as
down.
a
So the
companion,
Mechanist
so you
really
can
was
actually
me. Did
hire
she
other
reveal her
companions
motives
with
and
her.
reasoning?
The robo-brains were
That's
responsible.
not my
It was
cup of
their
tea,
twisted
but if
logic
you
that
want an extra
started all this.
A
companion that is
biological
there that will
wildcard.
pop in and
The unknowns of
fight
the
with
past.
you and do
She had
little
to.
else,
Many good people endured
you can't
suffering and
trade with
death
her or
because of the
anything after
Mechanist.
this is
It's a
done.
shame a mind as
But
brilliant
at
as
that
yours is.
point, she then is just a
She's
meat
good at
shield.
heart. She made a mistake.
You
I believe I have a certain
she has no
understanding
other
when it
function,
comes
and
to
you
guilt.
cannot dismiss her.
While it's
You
not the
cannot
justice
use
I
a
had hoped
console or
for,
a cheat command
it'll
to dismiss
suffice.
her. I've tried.
Still,
I've
I now
tried
know that the
everything.
death of
I'm
my
trying a
friends
new
has brought
method,
about
which
a
is
safer
I'm running
Commonwealth. Had the Mechanist
another
robots remained unchecked, I'm
mod that gets rid of your companions for a brief period of time to see if that gets rid of her permanently. I also too want to try and see if he'll go with me to the Institute, but he is a bugger to get rid of, but she doesn't harm your ability to work with other companions if you get that bug. We now have finished the quest with her. We now talk to Isabel, the former Mechanist.
That takes care of that.
Hey, just one
You
more
won't
thing.
have to listen to iBot
If
Radio
you have a
ever
minute.
again.
She says she has something she wants to give us.
What's up?
Just a quick thing.
And
I
no,
just
that's
wanted
not
to
Rusty
say
Face. That's
I'm
she's
really
just covered in grime.
happy,
Clearly, she's
thankful
not used to
that
bathing
you
very often.
let me stick around here. And in order to show you that it's the
Part of me wants to go
Mechanist suit I made.
get her and clean her face off. She's so much better looking if she cleaned up a little bit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can do
There's
that, by
one
the
more
way,
thing.
later if you
There
get her
are
as a
still
companion.
robots out there. Lots of them.
Uh-huh.
My communications are down, and
Sure.
Great. Okay. Tracking something.
And she gives you
Got
this
it.
quest to go find and kill this. This is her last quest. And I went there and found nothing after this, but we're done. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Please hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to get more content like this. I hope it's helpful for those of you who have not run this particular DLC before. There'll be a lot of information below. Thanks again. And you guys have a great 4th.